Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, April 9th, 2014. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. To go deeper into this month with the Grand Cardinal Cross and these eclipses that are coming, you are not going to want to miss this 2-hour presentation. The download link for the April 2014 webinar is down below. And today we've still got the moon in Leo, which is going to trine over to the sun. So there's a spark today. There's some fire in the skies. Passion, lighting up our own unique story. We've got Mercury, which has now come into Aries in the last couple days. So now our minds are wrapping around what we want to figure out. This also adds stimulation to extreme, wanting to push things a little bit, wanting things to move forward. And especially when you add to the equation that the sun in the last 24 hours has made its opposition to Mars, dealing with action and strength. There's things that we are having to step off the fence with, right? Mars is in Libra, the sign of weighing it out. Fair, justice, balance, what's fair, what's not fair, what should I do? This is all coming down to some very extreme energies of our own heart, our own passions, our own love, what we want in our life. That's because it's getting overhauled here. We've got the South Node in Aries. We've got the North Node in Libra. This is an access point now where the universe is really looking at, are we reflecting what we want correctly? And I think that with Mars retrograde, we talked yesterday, there's a lot of retreating that we're having to take because we're about to conquer new lands. And we've had to face that. It's about facing things right now. But today I think we have the emotional surge to face the truth more today. And I think the truth is really what hits hard by the end of tonight, because yes, the moon will be in Leo today. It will be trining over to the sun, trining over to Uranus, this excitement, this Leo, this inner heart. On top of that, it's also sextiling Mars. So there's an umph, there's some energy. And also this moon is building up towards a big lunar eclipse. Woo! When you add this element today, I definitely know there'll be an umph today about ready to take action, ready to move forward, and to face some things. And I think it's that truth that will hit hard. That's because Saturn in Scorpio, retrograding at 22 degrees, will have the moon square it after it comes off this umph. It will come into the truth. It will come into the reality. It will come into decisions that you must make in your life about your deepest emotional passion. You know, that's what Scorpio is about. And when a moon squares Saturn, it can be frustrating to have fun and happiness when you're feeling like you don't even have a deep connection. You know, it's one thing, you can go to theme parks, you can go to parks, you can do all these things and have fun, but if you're doing it with somebody you don't even want to be with, like, it's not going to be that great. And I always use this analogy, you know, you can love somebody, but if the sex ain't there, it's not good. That's the whole square of Scorpio and Leo. When we come into that tonight where the universe is wanting us to surge forward in our hearts, surge forward in our realities, come up with all these big doors to open. We talked yesterday about how, you know, this big T-square between Jupiter, Pluto, and Uranus is extreme. I mean, it doesn't get much tighter. It's going to get tighter here in the next week. So we are getting prepared here for some big waves I talked about and jumping in a boat and knowing where to take this, because in my opinion, this is no BS. You know, I think it's time to cut cords and get ready to go where you want to go. I did a huge meditation last night where I cut all the cords. I even let go of energies and relationships energetically that they're just not serving my life anymore. Energy that's not serving things. It's time to cut. Because this extreme change that's about to come in, we want to be open and ready to have these powerful new doors open. And they're extreme and they bring a lot of rebirth. And that can be freaky as hell. Woo! It can be scary to have to face the truth, especially tonight, as maybe you get an umph, but then it's like, oh my gosh, it's hard work. The moon and our emotions have to face that it's work to step into your truth. You can try and have fun and stay in certain situations, but if it's not mirroring you correctly, if it's not based in your truth, you're just avoiding the work. That it's not easy to open these big powerful doors. It's not easy to step into your higher vibration, especially as Venus is coming towards Neptune right now. Venus at 4 degrees, coming to that 6 degree mark where Neptune is. Whoa, my gosh, the next 48 hours are going to really get deeper into this magical waters of unconsciousness and consciousness and relationships. That's Venus, the planet of relationships. This is also our value systems. Are we valuing things that are truly connected to the higher cosmos? This is also Venus in its exalted position, which means Venus does very well in Pisces, which relationships, things we manifest, must come from a higher godly place, not opposite where Virgo is, where Venus is at its detriment in Virgo. That's because reality can't dictate what relationships we have. Reality can't dictate what to manifest. No, 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 no. Our soul must. And I think that it's time in your life today to see what your soul must identify with. That's what's happening. The universe is trying to make everything be identified from deep within of your truth, of what your real happiness is. And there's work to do. And sometimes if we come to that place where we face the work and we're not willing to do it, it can leave tonight with a really sour taste in your mouth if you're not seeing the big picture of the work you must do to open these big, powerful doors that lead into this excitement, that lead into this greatness in your life. But there's extreme death that will come with extreme life. There's extreme, wild, unpredictable energy that comes where you're not going to be able to figure out what's going to come ahead. That's Uranus in the middle of a square with Jupiter, which is like, Jupiter wants to know it all, right? But when Uranus is squaring, it's like, hey, you're not going to know about the unpredictable stuff. And that better not be a problem to your journey. And then Pluto opposing this is saying, hey, we need to bring extreme death and rebirth in order for these powerful doors to open. So if you're not willing to do that stuff, then you might not be willing to put the work in your truth. Because it doesn't matter what position you're in. I don't care who you are, a celeb, a movie star, a whatever, a worker at McDonald's, whatever you are, we all have to face this in our life in some form or fashion and get prepared here, because I believe that the universe is bringing in the next 3 weeks to bring you a crazy truth that you must face and radical new stories that are going to come in. And especially when Mars goes direct May 20th, which is in about, 5 weeks time here. When Mars goes direct, oh, I guarantee you all this stuff that you've been going through with relationships and the places you retreat, the universe is going to slam it into your life. And there's a lot of things here that this portal I brought up that started on March 1st, if you've been watching me enough, and goes all the way until July, which is my big, Leo King event. If you haven't known, I'm doing this big, awesome Sedona event called the Leo King Bash. That link's down below if you're wanting to join us. But, I'm going to end this portal with a big live event with people. But, this is a big portal of life that all of us have chosen to change our destinies in, to reinvent life, to find the right partners, to find the right energies, to change and to live in our higher vibration and to go for it. And as the days progress here, especially tomorrow and the next day, we'll talk more about this Venus-Neptune, because I think that's highlighting a lot. And we're getting prepared here for some pretty powerful eclipses. So today's a day to look at your heart. Make sure you're happy and make sure you're identifying with the correct mirror. Because if you're looking in the mirror and you're not seeing some happy stuff here, especially with who you're with too, that's dealing with Libra, there's hard truths that you must step into. And that moon, when it squares Saturn tonight, will really see where the truth lies in your happiness. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions or if you want to have a one-on-one reading. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you tomorrow.